starting off with a joke right away. Why is math like making love? It involves adding a bed, subtracting clothes, dividing legs, and hoping you don't multiply. That's a good one. Let's
Yeah,
see.
got
And
the gang.
Tuna Man. Blarg has a bit of an echo issue, so when his mic is on, there's an echo going on. And Albania. How's it going? Albania has been very active, engaging with Florida Link, and we'll be talking to him about him, I should say. But so far, it's just me, Blarg, and Neo. John said he has a date night, so he won't be able to join
Ooh.
us. And Ook is running a little bit late, I guess. The topic I want to talk about, again, this week has been kind of busy for me. My daughter graduated from college, so
Ooh,
we
nice.
went to her graduation this Friday, and just other stuff going on. So I haven't had too much time to prepare or to do too much on the comment section. Although it has been kind of fun seeing what's his name, the press on nails professor guy whining whenever he comes on. That's been pretty amusing.
Yeah, good old
But
red
otherwise,
wine.
the rest of it has been kind of boring, with Pirate kind of doing the same thing, and um, our Spunky Boy not being very active. He seems to have sort of gone quiet. But uh, we have Florida Link being just very active, actually, even more active than Richard Young, and also Neppy not being around for so long. Um, by the way, I had oh, there's Zook. So I had a notification of a comment from RB Win, and it was from a comment like a year ago. So he just seems like randomly responds to comments that are months and if not years old. And I know Tuna Man had made a comment about that. So that was it was kind of funny to see something from like a year ago.
18 months is the longest one he's replied to mine.
I have no idea what is going on with him. The guy is just like so
He's a
wacko. I mean, it's
he's
amazing
like a
that he
lunatic.
actually published a book on his idiotic
Oh,
understanding of Einstein. So
has anyone gone and had a look at it on Amazon?
I'm not gonna pay anything for
The
that
cup.
book.
Yeah, I had a look at it. It's fun. And just so people know, I can wear something other than a singlet, and I do accept that things get cold, so I actually have a vest on.
Oh, serious
Wait,
mode.
so you
Mashed
actually
potatoes
bought
with a
his
grilled
book?
cheese.
Are you? Is that what you're saying?
No, no. There's a
Okay.
little, like a free chapter thing, and I read some of the, I think there's 4 or 5 reviews. 3 of them are from foaming at the mouth evangelicals, and the couple are just saying this is the worst. I'm a Christian, and this is the worst lot of dribble on the face of the earth.
I mean, what's
Speaking of,
impressive is that he has multiple books out there, and others are, I think, based on his politics,
Yeah.
or his understanding of, I guess, the Constitution or something, and it's just
I bet you that's
hilarious.
as shit as his understanding of physics,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because he is standing. He's further up the peak of Mount Dunning-Kruger than any human I've ever come across.
Especially added when you add on the fact he's a Mormon.
Moron. I
Yeah,
pronounced that
moron.
wrong.
Well, I mean, it's strange. You don't have
to be a complete moron, to be a Mormon.
Probably helps.
Oh, no,
It
not Flojo. This
helps.
guy named
Yeah.
R.B. Winfrey.
Yeah, I'll find his full handle for you, Craig, and pop it
Well,
in
it's
the comments.
Robert B. Wynn. And he's, like I say, he's like ran for office in Arizona or something.
Oh yeah, he did too. Oh, that's right.
Let me see. I'll bring up his book on Amazon. Actually, let me share this. Where
I
is
love the
it?
reviews on the book.
I know, it's funny.
People don't hold back,
Oh
do
fuck.
they?
Yeah. G'day, mate.
Essentially, it's just proof that any moron can publish these days. You
Yeah,
don't
it's
actually.
self-publishing.
Yeah. Yep. You don't need to have a clue. You can, as long as you've got some money, you can be a published author. With don't forget, there was definitely air quotes around that.
Yeah. So the book is The Unified Field Theory, The Psychology of Relativity. It's 99 cents. I think it went down. The other one is Independence. Let's see, I just do see all books. Oh, and Judicial Review and American Activism. Look, it has like some of the places where there's like one review and it's 5 stars. I kind of assume that it's him giving himself 5 stars.
Yeah, and he can't bother. He can't be bothered to buy himself a Russian bot farm to do it for him.
Well, I mean
Like,
that'd be
what's
expensive.
his name? The Dr. Dino
Oh,
got in trouble for he got kicked off of YouTube for bots, and then
is that right?
complained. Yeah, and you go, yeah, he definitely paid like a lot of money for a whole pile of bots.
Yeah. So this is
It's just
this
sad.
this book is guaranteed to make you flunk any law or history of law classes. So Mercedes Lackey has given a couple reviews on his other books, including
I hope
the
it's the
field
real
theory.
Mercedes Lecky.
You think so?
I hope it is. It'd be great if it was.
I mean, there's like lots of reviews from
Who's
this
Mercedes Lecky?
Mercedes. I don't know if it
She's
is.
um, a a pulp fantasy writer.
Oh, cool.
She does a lot of the sort of gaming type ones, I guess you call it.
Oh, yeah.
Like the unofficial D&D stories, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's a whole genre of that on Audible, and I keep meaning to have a listen to one, but the the I do sometimes judge a book by its cover, and if it's got like a really
Oh yeah.
cheesy cover, I tend to want to see what others say about it. And of course, anything that has Mills and Boon's type covers, you know, the romance novels that Fabio used
Yeah.
to be the model for. I skip any of them.
I feel like nowadays you could just get AI to give just as high quality of a book, for those type of pulp books. But by the way, this yes, Link did. I did see the comment about where he is like bringing up all these like quote unquote experts, like a mathematician, to say, oh, this agnostic mathematician said abiogenesis is not possible, therefore God exists. But yeah, citing James Tour is kind of funny. It always makes me want to say, Mr. Farina. I don't know if any of you guys
Yeah.
saw that
Oh yeah, I
video
definitely
or
saw
Oh, that
that.
was
so-called
brilliant.
debate.
That was.
Put
Yeah.
it on the blackboard. It's
Yeah.
this other great one.
One of the best things out of that whole thing was the video of him sitting with the actual origin of life researchers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it made me cringe
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
about how that was embarrassing. Wow.
Because she couldn't talk about follow any of the stuff that the actual professors were scientists were talking about.
Yeah, yeah, he was completely out of his depth, and he claims to be an expert on this stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like the guy has a genuinely large H score, hugely large, but it turns out, yeah, that's kind of a little bit. Let's just say he's a massive fuckwit and go with that. And he always has been, regardless of the origin of life stuff, because there's stories about him doing things like running into someone in a hallway and saying, "Oh, how's it all going?" And go, "Oh, yeah, working on my on a paper about such and such." Oh, and then James Tour will say, "Oh, did you think about this?" And of course, the fucking guy thought about that. It's what the paper's about, and then he demands to be on the authorship, put his name on the paper, because he had a
Yeah.
conversation and said something obvious in a hallway. That's it. That's the sum total. And if you don't, then because he has all this sort of power within the faculty that he's in, he can just shut you right down. And you're just like, yeah, he is as awful a human in his professional life as he is in this area.
Yeah, I do feel like, this probably happens quite a bit in labs where the professor kind of takes advantage of, the postdocs and the grad students, what they come up with. And regardless of whether they had anything to do with it, he's going to be like, for example, he's going to make sure he's on all the patents that come out of his, any of his grad students, submitting it. And I mean, to be fair, I see that happen quite a bit in the corporate world as well, where you get higher
That
ups
that was a big
insisting that they
no-no
get.
when
Yeah, it
I
varies. They
yeah.
aren't supposed to, but it happens. I mean, if your CTO says, "Hey, you need to put my name
I know
on
I meant
that patent,"
in academia. I didn't think that. I thought that was frowned on.
I
It
mean,
is, but it happens,
Yeah,
yeah.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
I
especially the
mean, he
more
has enough
prestigious.
power.
There are some legitimate reasons for putting a higher up's name on your paper because it does help open doors. That's
Yeah,
one of the jobs of a prof, is to help get people
Yeah.
Yep.
published, help get people through the doors, help get funding. Um,
I
but
mean, generally, if
yeah,
you're in a lab and you do work in that lab, the PI is going to be in the paper. But like you said, a lot of times there's actually a benefit to put the PI's name in the paper to get it, get their paper accepted.
yeah, in this case, it's not him. Someone saying, "Oh, did you want me to put your name on the paper? Thanks for the help. Do you want me to stick your name on the paper, or do you mind if I stick your name on your paper so it helps publish?" No, he demands it, and if you don't do it, he makes sure you don't get any funding. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's brutal to anyone who doesn't put his name on the paper and and a long way up the damn paper too. So yeah.
Ook, Craig is really raring to hear about the story of the teenager and the minicar.
Oh,
Oh
But
yes.
before you
I want to hear
do,
that story
this
too.
yeah.
is like my
No, no,
my
no sex
favorite
involved.
review.
Oh, good.
But this is a favorite review I have of R.B. Wynn's book. It's really hard to know so little about physics that literally everything you think you know about physics is completely wrong. But this author succeeds in misunderstanding virtually everything. I suppose in his world, Newton's apple fell up. Yeah, one of my favorite reviews there.
I do love that one.
The a young nursing student, friends with benefits for years of mine, got her father did up an original Mini Cooper SS. It was actually one of the ones they used to race at Bathurst, the big Australian supercar racetrack way back when. So it was actually a 6-cylinder Mini, and she loved it, and it went like a shower of shit. But every time she went to a party, 4 or 5 of us would get together, pick the bloody thing up, and move it into weird positions, like underneath the house. A lot of houses in towns were built on stilts. Some are built in underneath, some aren't. So yeah, we'd just pick it up and move it around, or pick it up, move it into the backyard of the next door neighbour's place. But yeah, we just it was fun just to be able to pick up this little car and move it anywhere. It was also the only car that, when it was properly tuned, could almost beat my rotary, my Mazda RX2 twin turbo thing that I used to drag race with, which is quite amazing for a car built. I don't know. Can't remember when they first came out, but yeah, the 70s they were racing on Bathurst blog.
Yeah, smidge before my time there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Only a smidge.
a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, they were killing all the V8s in Bathurst, and they've lost it. All the great people's car, if you will, have died. Like when they brought out the new Mini Cooper, it was just, oh, fuck, this is horrible. And you want me to pay $60,000 for it? Fuck off. They redid the VW Beetle. Absolute pile of shit. Absolute pile of shit.
The in Australia, if you bend a rim on on one of those Beetles with the they got 20-inch low profile mags, it's $2,200 a rim.
Fuck.
Yeah, because I bent a rim on my Mazda MX-5 and Mazda MPS, and yeah, they're 18-inch mags. So to replace those, I got a quote of 1,800. I'm thinking, what the? And yeah, the guy goes, it's not the worst. It's the Beetle that has the worst.
I mean,
$1,800 a rim. I replaced all the mags on the vehicle with half decent quality mag
steel.
wheels.
Hey, Luke, can you
less.
turn off your echo cancellation? There's like a lot of static coming from your end. I know that helped with Blarg when he turned off echo cancellation.
Echo cancellation.
Oh yeah, much better.
Testing 1, 2.
Yeah, but for some reason the audio is like really low when you do that. So maybe if you can turn up the gain.
Hello, how's that? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
little bit
strict quiet.
low, but that's the case with you as well, Blarg.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately.
yeah, but the audio was like really, really bad before Ook, when you had the cancellation on. But now it's not as bad, although now it is still kind of, there's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, I got
You might just need to talk a little bit louder, you and Blarg.
yeah. Pardon me. Yep. Yeah, that's what steel rims are the way to go, especially if the roads are even slightly dodgy, which all Australian roads are. Potholes can happen after a slight downpour. Um, I mean, it's what what I love seeing is people who buy, real four-wheel drives and then stick huge rims on it and put low-profile tyres on it. To me, I just want to have. Have you heard of the bumper sticker bandit in America? He's a guy who's made up a whole heap of bumper stickers. Like if someone parks in a disabled parking spot that doesn't have a permit, he'll casually walk past and, you know, I hate disabled people sticker on it. And people who put low profile tyres on four-wheel drives just makes me want to put a sticker on. My dick is an any, or, tadpole cock. It's just ridiculous. But people do ridiculous things with cars. Oh, did anyone catch? It was on one of that new or newish guy that comes in about genderism.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Um, I can't remember him, but
Would
yeah, he
would you
keeps.
describe him as an genital? A Christian who's obsessed with what's in people's pants?
yeah, very very much
That
so.
was a post from the Thinking Atheist on Facebook yesterday, I
Oh,
think.
is it?
I enjoyed that a lot. An evangelical.
Yeah, I think
What is his name?
he's apparently Dutch, um, according to a few people, and subscribes to
Oh yeah,
Pirates.
Nali Tivka.
Yeah,
Tikva.
yeah.
Does that mean something in Dutch?
Oh,
Tikva means hope in Hebrew.
Oh,
oh, okay.
interesting.
But on one of his long,
Gnarly is short for stuff.
ridiculous threads, Tuna made a comment, and Pirate slips in with, "Do you think black people are people?" And Neil Tuna must have missed um, the comment, and it just struck me as, yep. Here's a person who thinks he's transracial or claims he's transracial. Just
No,
have a
I mean he doesn't actually think that. He's just using that to
oh yeah,
kind of make fun of trans.
but yeah, the fact that he asked Tuna, does he think black people are people, just sort of. I know I haven't got a filter a lot of the time, but fuck.
By the way, so I have. I mean, I don't know if anyone saw what the topic uh, of the video. So for the topic, I have put. Let me see the. I said using this creationist definition of life, a fetus is not alive. So are they pro-choice? And this is what this was to talk about Florida links their definition of what life is, and apparently, it got Pyrrhon's his attention, and of course, Spunky Boy chimed in. I mean, if they're going to be monitoring the live, they might just come on and have a discussion. Why are they running away? What a what
To
a
be a
coward!
cowardice.
Yeah, and he'll post something about, oh, they're calling me a coward. Why is he running away from the comments? No, the comments isn't a discussion. So anyway,
According to Google Translate, tikva means pumpkin.
Ooh.
I'm not certain that that's quite right, but I enjoyed it.
Do we call him My Little Pumpkin?
all right. So the topic was about the definition of life that Florida Link gives, and you've I've been kind of making fun of him a little bit because according to his definition of life, how does he determine, or is his pet cat alive? Because the way he defines life is that uh, it has intelligence, consciousness, morality, sociability, personhood, emotion, mental capacity, and free will. So
So
based on
apparently,
that, what?
yeah, apparently every lower life form is not alive.
Yeah,
So all the single-celled organisms are not alive. Um, Starfish are not alive.
even
Yeah,
his pet
it's
cat, even though his pet cat has
yeah.
personality, and that's why he said his pet cat is alive, it doesn't have all the other stuff, right?
Does it have consciousness? Don't
Does it have
know.
free will?
Maybe. Yeah, I can't
But
know.
but as soon as you get down to a zygote or a fetus, you lose a lot of that. You can't say a zygote is intelligent or has
Contains none of
consciousness,
that.
morality.
Literally none of that.
Yeah. So it's not alive according to Flowjob. So then he must be okay with pro-choice because they were saying that life begins at conception, but apparently according to this stupid definition of life, Greg asking, is he alive? Uh, yeah, that is. I'm not sure how many of these he would actually fit. Does he have personhood? His sociability is pretty low. I have doubts about
Seems
his
non-existent.
morality. You know, unless you count pretzel making in the backyard shed moral. He doesn't have much morality. And intelligence, I highly doubt it.
Is immoral a type of morality?
Uh, is immorality a type of morality? Well, I mean, you have to have some moral system to make that judgment. But
Well, you could argue that
yeah,
he has immorality in spades.
yeah, I guess the question is agency.
Yeah.
If you have agency where you can make a moral decision, then there is
I noticed
morality.
He lacks intelligence.
Yeah.
he hasn't responded to any of my taunting um, where I quote him from the phone call with blah, I'm the type of guy I'll take you out behind the shed and pretzel you and beat God, Jesus into you or whatever. But yeah, he hasn't responded to that one yet. I,
Yeah, he selectively responds.
yeah,
And his response is generally, stupid things like, "Oh, what's that? What are some of the way stupid things he says? Was that your response or something else?" Where he doesn't really actually directly address the point, just making it seem like that, the other person is dodging, and ironically, he's the one dodging by making that
his,
comment.
his fucking stupid claim that all rivers run to the sea and that's proven by science in the Bible is just fucking
Well, the other
Yeah,
new thing is
It's
this
also potentially
prothrombin.
true.
I know that there are. We
Yeah.
know rivers that don't run to the sea.
Yeah, a lot of them are in Australia.
Yeah, there's a giant salt lake right in the middle of the damn country. Well, sort of
Which is
east
full
south.
now too.
Yeah,
Very
it's
pretty. I put a link to
yeah,
an
on a very
aerial
rare
view
occasion.
about once every 50
Quite a few in
years
Africa.
ish. And Africa's got quite a few of them as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been on a
it's
bender where he's just
demonstrably
like,
stupid.
yeah, he's like quoting people. Like, he's quoting this agnostic mathematician about abiogenesis. Yeah, because that's who's the expert on abiogenesis, an agnostic mathematician. Berlinski, although not a Christian, but a devastating critic of Darwinism, no, abiogenesis is not evolution, and evolution is not Darwinism unless you want to go back 150 years. But his claim that, oh, his logic leads directly to God. He is an agnostic. How does his logic lead you to God? It's
Yeah,
just
clearly, if his logic led to God, he would be a Christian. Led to
right.
that God anyway.
Not an agnostic.
Yeah, so it can't. But the fact of the matter is, he works for the Discovery Institute.
Oh, does he?
So, yeah, he's a senior fellow of the Discovery Institute Center for Science and Culture.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, he's paid to spout this shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, who is? Oh, my cat is stalking one of the doves that's decided to sit on his outdoor cage, his outdoor playpen. I missed that. Sorry, who's a fellowship of what?
It's David Berlinski
Oh, right.
that was um, Nutjob was quoting. You go, yeah,
Wait, so why do they have an agnostic mathematician as a
because
fellow?
he's an anti-evolutionist.
I mean, it
So
seems like it's not an anti-evolutionist when he's talking about first living cells, how it arose, as about
yeah,
abiogenesis. But I presume he's also
he's
against evolution.
he's an intelligent design guy.
I see.
So yes, yes, he's an opponent of evolutionary biology, and yeah, promotes intelligent design.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, like, you could point him to tens of thousands, or if not hundreds of thousands, of scientists who accept evolution, but if he can come up with couple of quote unquote scientists, by which he means mathematicians, who are against, say, biogenesis and evolution, somehow that is evidence. I mean, it's just hilarious. Wait, what is this? Neo relic? Women have plan B, chemical and physical abortion, abandonment without charges, adoption without payments, government assistance. Men just have to pay or go to jail.
One of these
Uh,
types.
Yeah, but
One of the
I
the
I'm not
male
sure what the
abortion.
argument here is. It's the argument that the fetus is not alive because it's not intelligent. That's what the creationist Florida link is saying. So, Craig, does Flowjob troll at being a Christian, or is he serious? If so, do we know what denomination? I I don't think he's trolling. I think he is serious, and
oh, he's dead serious.
yeah, and it's just his ignorance of science that he's using to come up with these idiotic arguments. I presume he's coming up with them on his own. I'm not sure. Uh, as for denomination, I presume he's some Christian nationalist, probably an evangelical Christian nationalist. That'd be my guess.
And genital, for sure.
He's got a domination complex. He has to be in charge of people.
That's probably the roids. Makes your
Yeah.
brain think you're big and your testicles demonstrably small.
But he has
I like,
specifically said that he's never going to go on an atheist channel.
yeah,
You know, despite having said that he was going to come back within a week, which was 2 years ago. So now he's made a decision that he's never going to go on. However, he still wants the host to call him. For what? If he's not going to go on, why would the host call him? Even if he is going to go on, why would the host call him? Uh, but
he
apparently
might
he did
get,
leave a couple voicemails
he,
on
he,
Truth Wanted,
he
or so he
might
claims.
have a chance um, if he goes on to Jimmy Snow and Jovan. You know, Jimmy Show has his show that he has with Jovan mostly. They'll take calls or call people if people offer, you know, if they give them $200 something, they'll do shit like that. And he might have a chance if he offers, you know, $100 to recovering from religion or something. He might, they might call him there. That's probably the only show I could think of that the host might call him. I know Jovan on his own show has called people because they were having trouble getting connected or whatnot. So yeah, they're the only two that Flojo might have a chance of getting someone to call
Yeah,
him.
but I don't think the show would be interested because he has nothing. He has no argument.
It would be hilarious just to watch him flounder and get crushed, because that's fun.
By
And
the way, Blarg, your audio is coming up much better now. Is there something that you did?
I just switched it to AI,
Oh,
and
did you do that?
yeah,
Oh, ooh, can you do that as well? So, Blarg, you're just like using a bunch of fresh water just so that Tuna can hear you better
that's exactly
for
right. Yeah,
cooling.
I
For
do,
cooling.
yep, I'd sacrifice a bathtub full of drinkable water so Tuna could hear me properly any day.
It's worth it.
Is, is it working now?
Oh
A
yeah,
little
it
bit
sounds a
better?
little bit better.
Okay, cool. I'll
Nice.
save the setting.
Wow.
Who knew that AI is useful and it wasn't going to kill you?
I, I'm really enjoying watching atheist content creators play I Am Jesus. It's it's become the new thing, and the game's horrible, but the side comments are so funny and just yeah, my new little um, pleasure in life is watching people play God.
By the way, I don't think Florida has a criminal record because he is apparently in some security guard position, some third shift security guard position. I presume they wouldn't hire him if he had a serious criminal record, but it, this is in Florida. Who knows?
Yeah, he's certainly inclined to violence.
Yeah. So I do think that he's probably like trying to get into ICE if he's not already in it. Um,
If he's not
he's like
really,
the ideal person.
yeah, he would be so damn happy to be able to punch brown people and tase them at will. Oh,
And then show them
clarity.
Jesus afterwards.
Yeah, and go, yeah, how's that for Jesus? Yeah, ironically, being that most of a significant proportion, probably more than American white skinned people, the people of color are more religious generally, more religiously Christian.
Yeah, ISIS still a thing. I think it's just not been. I think they've been careful not to kill people for protesting, and also they have bigger fish to fry, so they're not going to city anymore. Not at least not that I'm aware of. Let's see. So, anything else we want to say about Link's definition of a life? I mean, because it basically it's not a viable definition that covers actual life, and he's not even trying when he's doing this. Yeah, his whole argument or what he's trying to do is just to say that um, life came from God, and so and also to say that abiogenesis isn't possible because it can't account for all these things that abiogenesis is supposed to be trying to take into account or trying to explain.
The thing is, it's really easy to make stupid claims. Like, yeah, evolution can't account for free will. You just go, well, you haven't A, proved that free will exists, and B, you definitely haven't proved that it can't account for it. So,
Well, but the
yeah,
thing is, like this is to against an argument against abiogenesis. But whenever he argues against abiogenesis, he's actually arguing against a combination of abiogenesis and evolution.
yeah,
But
because
he
he doesn't
can't.
really understand it.
Yeah, and he can't distinguish it.
I
Ooh,
liked
liturgic
his
abiogenesis.
argument via circumcision.
What?
That,
Mm.
yeah, that was a good one. No, he actually, I'll pull up the quote. Give us a sec.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like
It was.
Genesis 2:7 is literally abiogenesis, at least a story of abiogenesis, even if it's incorrect. But for him, he can't sit there and say abiogenesis doesn't happen, because obviously, well, not obviously, but he would have to be able to say God is like a biological life. And so there was never a case or a time when there was no such thing as a biological life because he's counting God. So that's why abiogenesis didn't happen. But as soon as you say that, there was a point in the universe that there was no life, then you have to have some type of abiogenesis.
Yeah. Um,
But
his
yeah,
it's interesting his definition of life ignores all of the actual processes of life. It's bizarre. So under his definition, um, in the probably near future, a an AI will his uh, um,
yep.
hit his characteristics for life without needing to hit any of the biological characteristics that are usually used for life.
Yeah, the only thing is that he would say that it came from life, meaning a human being created it.
Yeah, but it isn't life. It's you just go, but it would be life. Um, and yeah, at the same time, he's ignoring cabbages as being alive.
Yeah. Or what if you have an AI that can essentially program and create another AI life? essentially replicated. So it's inorganic. It's life coming from inorganic matter. At least using his dumb definition of life.
Yeah, it is a very dumb definition.
And the thing is, like, he's not. The problem is, like, he doesn't want to come and have a discussion. However, he also doesn't want to engage in the comments either, right? He doesn't directly address any of the points that people bring up.
Well, he never has because he isn't capable of addressing them.
Yeah,
They're just something that's beyond his ability.
yeah. And I know, like, what's his name? Pirate will whine that I keep mentioning that I have a live stream where people can come on and have a discussion. He somehow uh, thinks that it's I don't know, it's insulting for him, I guess. But but the point of me having this live stream is so that people can actually come and have a good faith discussion. So whether he's a bigot or as he claims an atheist or whatever, he can have come and have a discussion. The problem is that most of these trolls, even if they came on, I'm highly doubtful that they would be able to have a good faith discussion. And it's demonstrated by the kind of comments that he puts up, where he can't have a good faith discussion even in the comments. So coming on the live isn't going to, I don't think, really address it. The only difference is that he can't hide behind the comments. He would actually, when he's challenged, he can't just keep evading it. He'll be kind of taken to task, and not just Pirate, of course. Guys like Spunky Boy and Florida, they would all. I mean, that's the big reason why they don't want to come on, because uh, they would actually be taken to task if they continue on with the kind of tactics that they carry on within the comments.
Yep. It is
Yes, I do have a
ridiculous.
live stream.
But yeah, there's a good question, Craig. Why is God obsessed with circumcision?
Saturn. He needs all
Good
those
answer.
rings.
Well, so it's kind of like when Link brings up that prothrombin thing, where he tries to use that to say that, oh, the Bible somehow knew that prothrombin in infants would be the highest in little babies at 8 days old, and therefore that's when circumcision is done, which is actually wrong. It's not the highest. It doesn't somehow peak at 8 days and decline or anything like that. It's just compared to the previous 7 days, it's high enough that you won't have as many of the infants dying because of the circumcision. So it isn't some kind of uh, advanced science that somehow they knew back then, and they were able to make that decision. It's because, like, they figured out that if they did the circumcision earlier, the babies would, get sick and die, or whatever else might happen.
Lead out.
So yeah,
Trial
it's
and
not
error.
like they're stupid, right? It's not like those people are stupid that they didn't notice that this was happening, and didn't notice that, yeah, when they do it at 8 days, things are a little bit better.
Well, here's an interesting comment from practicalhemostasis.com talking about pediatric reference ranges for and uh, oh, what's that sound? Is that me?
No, it sounds okay.
Let me mute.
I was just hearing this sort of sound. Hmm. Um, Yeah, saying that the coagulation system in the neonate up to 4 weeks after delivery is immature compared to the adult system or the child at 6 months of age. So, yeah, it is a bullshit argument. You just go and pick, of 1,000 different numbers, factors that exist within a person. Just go and pick one of them out and go, see, that one proves it. And you go, well, what about that one over here that peaks at day 2, and that one over here that peaks at day 502, and what about this one? Yeah, just ignore those. It's basically shoot a machine gun at the wall of a barn and then go and paint a circle around around 3 and say, look at that, I can hit a bullseye with a machine gun.
Well, not just
Technical
that.
help.
It's intelligently designed. The human being supposedly is intelligently designed. So why isn't it intelligent designed so that on day 1 you can get circumcised?
Yeah.
Um,
And
technical help.
why, if it was
What?
intelligently designed and God didn't want a foreskin, what the fuck is the foreskin doing
Right.
there? Yeah, that's the bigger question. Like,
Why is it even there?
yeah, why does God want you to cut the foreskin off? He put the bastard there in the first place, apparently.
Technical help needed. How do I share? I found the comment where he's using circumcision for it. How do I put that up on the screen?
You should be able to do share
There's,
screen.
yeah, next to the settings button is the share screen button. And if you're using the same, so you've got Chrome tab, window, or entire screen options. So if you're in, say, in Chrome, it'll be the most recent thing you looked at prior to the window that you've got.
I don't use.
Or
Or
whatever.
any
Do we,
browser.
do we use
Yeah.
Chrome?
No, well,
Yes.
it should work in anything because you can use it in a different. You can use a different browser and just use window as the option rather than screen, than Chrome tab.
Okay. So, it's share post, share screen. Nah, shit. Nah. My mind's not
Were you
working.
able to do? Do you get a pop up when you try to do a share up? No, there it goes.
That's me.
Hang on.
I was just
Oh,
gonna
that's you. Okay.
show. Yeah, pop that up. And yeah, so that's where the share screen is. This button here.
Right. Oh, that one.
That one. Yeah.
Uh,
I thought I'd see if I could share the screen of the screen that I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
did that work? Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah,
The
you have
thing.
to reduce the size of your window, and
Zoom
it'll
the
be
font
easier
in or
for us to
something.
view. So
Jesus.
just resize the window so that it's smaller. The window that you're sharing, you resize it, or you do.
Yeah. Also, you can also do it by usually by control and then pressing control and then rolling your mouse wheel.
Well,
Will zoom
that'll
in and out a
zoom
bit
in
as
and
well.
out.
Yeah, it might give you a bit more, make the text larger.
But right now, we really can't read what you have.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work
So
out
if
how
you
to
get
use
it
it.
into Windows mode and kind of resize the window,
Oh, I know what I'll do. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
hang on.
there's a science in the Bible.
Open in new window. Man,
And then yeah,
and
share
then
the new window.
yeah, if you do a new window, you can do share this tab. So there'll be an option share this tab instead. But you should be able to make that current Windows like a into a window rather than full screen? I presume you have it in full screen or something.
Yeah, but I'll mute myself and turn the camera off and muck around with it a little bit more because it's a fun one.
Yeah, just responding to well, Ook plays with that to Craig Kelly's comment about Abraham and circumcision. Um, Circumcision, I think, is intended to be a little bit like the female circumcision, quote unquote, um, to discourage people from whacking off. It doesn't work for that, but yeah, it's definitely intended to do that.
I mean, it could have been like hygiene driven to kind of
There
reduce
are
the number of.
arguments for that, but
Yeah.
honestly, like, yeah, it doesn't really stack up as an argument.
Tuna made an interesting comment about the star belly sneeches. Uh, and it's analogous to why circumcision became a thing, meaning to kind of be able to uh, distinguish yourself, from other groups.
Yeah. It was a sign you're a man as well, wasn't it? At one point.
Well, no, I mean, because like it's a sign that you belong to that tribe. Because it's done as a baby, not
Yes,
as.
But it's not visible
but you didn't
to
belong
the
to the
rest of the
tribe
group.
until you were. Yeah, so it's a mix of things.
Okay, let's see if who has it. Well, it went away.
Oh no, fuck
Yeah, nice work.
But one of the interesting stories in the Bible of circumcision is, I think it's Dinah or someone's.
Nah,
I,
bugger it.
I think basically, I can't remember. I think it's Dinah, where she essentially got raped, but by someone from outside of the tribe, and they were willing to essentially marry her, uh, to not atone, but I mean, I guess he wanted her, but after the rape, he's like, okay, well, I'll marry her, and then her brothers basically said, okay, if you want to marry her, you as well as all the males in your tribe will have to get circumcised, and they agreed. And while they were recovering
Yeah.
from their circumcision, they went and the brothers went and just slaughtered them, killed them all. So that was always kind of an interesting story for me. There are these people who
You've got to love
obviously.
those jokes, eh?
Oh, which one did I miss one?
It's
Oh,
the
yeah, I did
age-old
get that
prank,
too.
isn't it?
Um, the
Poor
thing
Ook.
about circumcision is, what about the cultures that go back 65,000 years and it's still around today that do circumcision at 15 or 17, depending on when their manhood ceremonies happen and everything.
Yeah, that's called hardening the fuck up. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you just got
I,
to be grin and bear it. That is nasty.
my cousins, no nephews, cousins, um, their father died when the oldest one was about 7, and I went and stayed with the aunt. Nan asked me to go down. I stayed a couple of years in Sydney just to help, and I was still able to keep working. I just transferred, and they she never taught them how to wash their dick properly. And she said, "Oh, can you show them?" And I went, "I not really, because I'm circumcised." And I really, oh yeah, no, it just made me feel a bit strange. A male relative, they go to school and say, "Oh, my cousin showed me how to wash my dick or something." I could just see all the bullshit happening there. So I said, "No, get someone else, or show them yourself." She didn't, and the poor bastards had to get circumcised. Uh, one when he was 14, and the other one when he was 16. They had the tight foreskin problem and kept getting infections. And I mean, oh, yeah, I never understand why people don't teach basic hygiene. And especially if you've got a foreskin, you got to look after it. Oh, that reminds me. The did Neil? Did you hear about? Oh, this is probably going back 20 odd years ago. They the signal boxes for the railways in England that were manned. They bought cordless little vacuum cleaners, and they were getting a lot of employees roll up with injuries to their penis and foreskin. And it turned out they were using the cordless vacuum cleaners to have wank, and they had to put a warning label on the cordless vacuum cleaners. I mean, British Rail,
I
what did they
hadn't
come?
heard that story.
They, this is from the company that had
What
to
What about the
redefine.
things the for polishing your golf balls? Don't get
Oh
us
yeah,
in that.
yeah. But yeah, British Rail, the only corporation in the world that changed um, timekeeping, so their trains would run on time. They made it. They increased the number of minutes in an hour, or reduced it, or something like that. Crystal, can you remember what British Rail did
There's
with
quite
their
a few issues like that.
timetables?
Yeah, they put an extra 5 minutes in every hour.
They stuck in.
Pretty much no change.
Yeah.
You
Um,
know, there used to be a theory that the eyes recorded the image of the last thing you saw. So if you could extract them and then shine light through them, you could see a picture of the person who murdered them.
oh yes,
That
dark
was
light photography.
that was a theory going around in Victorian England. Unsurprisingly, that's not how eyeballs work. But
Yeah.
oh well.
Dark light photography by Otto, the
Yep.
vampire photographer in Discworld, solves crimes using that technique. Bit of trivia.
But it's obviously not true. So I'm expecting Link to post something about that as a proof of God.
What was it? Tony Clements asked the question, I think on the last AXP thing, is, are all trolls using AI now? And I think they are.
I feel bad for the AI because just think of the gaslighting that they have to do to get the AI to make some of those comments. I mean, they literally would have to tell AI, "This is the way things are." Now, tell me, give me a summary of what I told you, and then they'll give that as saying, "Oh, AI says God exists."
It, I asked Crystal in the shopping this week to get me a packet of Golden Gay Times, and just to prove they're real,
Special brand of yellow-coloured condoms.
What?
it's ice cream,
They're ice creams with a sort of crunchy biscuit coating on the outside of them.
and they're fucking delicious.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Golden Gay Times. Do you want to go and one's in the fridge? The second, the spare fridge. I'm going to have to pay for this. I'll make the
And by the
next
way,
topic.
it's like
Door.
Pirate is saying, "Oh no, I just jumped in literally for a few seconds. Yeah, just for a few seconds." And they're
Yeah,
talking
sure,
about these
buddy.
comments of me. Yeah.
Sure, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, because we've been talking about nothing but pirate for the whole hour.
Right.
Yeah, so just for those few seconds. Hey, here's a fun circumcision story from the Bible, as well, from Exodus 4, with Moses. Um, the Lord tells him, like, this is a really strange story because the Lord tells Moses to go back to Egypt, and it says, when you go back to Egypt, see that you perform for the Pharaoh all the wonders that I put in your power, but I will harden his heart so that he does not let the people go. But you say to the Pharaoh, thus says the Lord, Israel is my firstborn son. I said to you, let my son go, that he may serve me. But you refused. Now let him go, and I will kill your firstborn son. On the way to the place where they spent the night, the Lord met him and tried to kill him. So the Lord sends Moses to Egypt. You go, all right, now I've given you all these magical powers. Go and wow the Pharaoh, but I'll make sure he doesn't get wowed. That's fucking bonkers to start with. And then because I don't know, he didn't get there instantly. He pulled up for the night to have a to rest. Um, yeah, God turns up and he goes, now I'm going to kill Moses for reasons unknown. So Zipporah, the missus, took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin. What? And then touched his feet with it and said, truly you are the bridegroom of blood to me. So he let him alone. And you go, what the fuck was the author smoking when he wrote that? Because that is messed up. Yeah, it was then that she said, a bridegroom of blood because of the circumcision. Insane.
Yeah, that's one of the weirdest stories in the.
Yeah, it's bonkers all over the place. Like, go and give someone some magical powers and tell them to go and wow the pharaoh, but also you go along and prevent the pharaoh from being wowed.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah, I mean,
hell's
the
the
thing is,
purpose
like,
of that?
there are a lot of myth stories like that where the god actually are kind of testing the hero, and at times, attempts to, harm the hero. So it just seems like it's that kind of story that just kind of lost some of the context over time.
Yeah, the only context that comes out of that makes any sense is that God is insane and a fuckwit.
What is the what's the chapter and verse?
That's Exodus 4:24 to 26.
Okay.
Moses coming down.
That's a good question,
Yeah.
Henry. Yeah, I'm sure Dan's got a video about it. He he's got a few. They count them into the thousands, so surely he's done that.
Hmm.
They
It is
also,
kind of weird.
what the godling trolls are doing now is just, apart from the filbros, which are a waste of space, um, they're they're taking a page out of Chris Maisie's book and just making up their own non-standard definitions of things. And when you try and ask them for clarification or, have you got anything to support the definition you're using? They say, yes, I do, but you prove your definition is correct first. And it's, fuck, I'm a bit at a loss what to do. You do you cite dictionaries and the World Health Organizations and all the universities and whatnot who define it one way, but yeah, I'm at a loss on how to cope with these idiots who are just making up their own definitions for words and saying, "Oh no, I have evidence to back that definition up." Cite your source, and they can't, and they get all pissy about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can do anything
Yeah,
except, just, I mean, at this point, I would say just ignore these guys now. I mean, uh, I think you can have fun with, I guess some entertainment out of making fun of or pointing out some of the, stupid things that they do. But, you obviously can't get into an actual discussion with them where you give them evidence or point them to citations and somehow, have them engage in it and respond to it. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, they're not
So,
interested.
yeah.
Yep, 100%
it's
not
and
interested.
and they don't care, right? And whether what you any kind of citations you give are actual factual or not, they'll just say no, that's wrong.
AKA the post-truth world.
So it wasn't, well, even before Florida tried to redefine contemporaneous. Yeah, and actually, I remember now his really, really funny one. But Nepi had actually said that, oh, he invented that term. But Florida's one was actually pretty kind of funny because he was saying that the lifespan was like, I think he was saying 90 years or 120 years or something. And because of that, any accounts that occur within that time frame can be counted as contemporaneous. I think that was a dumb argument that he was making.
oh yeah, that, that was a weird one. Mind you, all these are weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically,
that's
words
not
don't
how
mean
that word
words.
works. Yeah,
Yeah.
words mean whatever you want them to mean, so that yeah, fucking bizarre.
It's like one of those, like, 2-second rules when you drop something on drop some food on the floor. As long as you pick it up in 2 seconds, it's okay to eat. Just making things up. Well, as long as it's within the lifespan of a human being that is contemporaneous.
One thing that I the girl with the mini that I was talking about, she also, it because it was original, her father had put an 8-track
Wow, eight
cassette
track.
machine in it. She didn't know what it was, and CDs had just come out, and she thought it was one of the new CD players. And I had to go around and through contacts, I got her a car CD player, sort of for virtually nothing. Went around and installed it into a car and took the 8-track machine apart. And I said, how many CDs did you put in this? And she said, 3. Yeah, because all the bits are in here and things. Yeah, she thought an 8-track was a CD player. And I just thought that's.
You want to pull up Craig's comment there about Infowars? Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so a while back, the Onion said they wanted to buy Infowars, but it got blocked. Um, yeah, but in the last week, all the kicking and fighting is done, and the Onion now officially owns Infowars and is going to make it into a trans friendly parody of itself. It's just it's just by far the best thing of all time. Nobody could have. There's just no other possible place it could have been sold that is just more brutal to Alex Jones and more deserving than that. That is just fantastically good. It's just
Well, it seems like what he did recently, I just read a quick article, is that it seems like he's trying to evade having to pay the Sandy Hook survivors on because they are owed $1.4 billion from the defamation judgment, and he's essentially just shifting the assets into a new entity called Alex Jones Live, so that he can essentially evade having to pay or sell his or use his assets to pay the judgment. So it seems just a way, something that some kind of maneuvering on his part, financial maneuvering, so that he can still keep the value of his channel, just essentially
yeah.
just renaming it.
He's been working hard to dodge it for ages. So moving stuff, um, like Chapter 11, what's the other one?
Chapter
He's
7.
tried a couple of, yeah, tried a couple of those as well to delay and hold off and prevent the Sandy Hook victims' families from getting anything out of him. But yeah, um, it eventually all went belly up, and yeah, the entire back catalogue, all the sets, all the rights to all the IP are now owned by the Onion, and that money can then go over. But yeah, he has been working hard to go along and move his assets. Like he uh, he discovered at one point a while back, he discovered an outlying invoice that he had forgotten to pay for, I don't know, something like $50 million for some stuff from supplements that belonged to a company that his parents and him owned together, that he had to suddenly go and pay because of his supplements company. And you go, oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I need to pay this. And you go, yeah, buddy, that's not how that works. What an asshole.
So I guess Infowars did relaunch under the new leadership or new ownership, and they're kind of making fun of him. There's a comedian named Tim Heidecker, where it seems like maybe he kind of does a parody of Alex Jones. Let me see
I'm
if I
not
can.
sure.
Okay.
What the hell?
Uh, le- yeah,
This
go ahead.
this news from um, the town where I mainly grew up, Townsville, is, hasn't gone international yet. I haven't seen it. It's pretty much only stayed in Australia, but a 24-year-old transgender TikToker, what he had something like 58,000 followers on TikTok, and he just got sentenced to 2 years, but after 6 months, he suspended sentence, so he only has to serve 6 months in jail. Um, Investigations found that he had child porn on his phone, so I'm just waiting for the transphobes to find that little um,
It
snippet of news.
doesn't matter how many mega church pastors have gone to
Yeah.
jail for similar things or worse.
Yeah,
You just go, yeah, because yeah, the nut picking fallacy is an absolute favourite.
hang on. If
Just
anyone
one
wants to,
person in a group, um, therefore they represent the entire group, and you just go, no, Ook doesn't represent people who wear hats, no matter how kooky he is. So yeah, he is a person who wears a hat, but he's not. Yeah, they're not all there, but yeah,
I
So
yeah,
this is the. Oh,
I
go ahead.
grew up with with older people who just they always had a hat, town hat, country hat. You know, they used to swap them, um, and I just got used to having a hat on. Um, I can't wear um, any wide brim hat in the Volvo because the headrests won't let me. So I wear a flat cap, which you've seen me wear. And yeah, I actually forget I got a hat on most of the times. I still, mind you, wearing a wide brimmed hat in nighttime in Australia, if you're outside, is quite a good idea because it stops the spider webs getting in your face and the cicadas from peeing on you. Yeah, that's the guy's name, Jason Archer Burns. If anyone wants to look it up, I must admit I am a little bit disappointed in the sentencing that he got. Um, you know, basically 6 months for having material that I think the judge said was some of the most disgusting, dehumanizing images she'd ever laid eyes on. But she still only gave him 6 months. It's sort of, I don't know, just seems a bit light. But then again, you can't really be judged by the worst thing you've ever done in your life. I don't think, within reason.
Yeah, I mean, just with child abuse, that's kind of pretty horrendous. So I think a lot of people just think, like the worst possible punishment, right, for those kind of people.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
th-
And I mean,
that's
to
just
me, the
that's the
worst,
knee jerk reaction,
yeah, worst possible punishment for people who have those images and used the dark web um, special codes to find them, but don't act on them. The worst punishment for those people is to be, well, publicly named and spend some time in jail because they're going to have to be under protective custody all the time in jail. Um, yeah, I think there's a distinction between people who have that sort of stuff but don't act on it, and people who act on it. It's
Well, I mean, I think the concern is that it's almost or concerned that they can't not act on it,
yeah,
especially if they're continue to allow to have that that material.
yeah, and it's just yeah. I struggle with the what is justice in that case. Um,
I mean,
it's
the
one of
argument can
those.
be that it is a mental disease,
Yeah,
some a mental health issue that is causing those kind of things. So, but ultimately, it's something that has an impact to the society. Kind of like, yeah, there are people
people
who
are
are
producing those
sociopaths.
images. Yeah, people
Yeah,
who are.
there's that as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
and you can't just say that sociopaths and psychopaths have a mental illness and therefore it's somehow excusable. It isn't. If they're going to harm people, harm others, it's not. It, society can't allow it.
It's
no,
somewhat understandable, but not necessarily, but
Right.
not excusable.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Um,
yeah, something can be yeah, it doesn't have to be excused. In
it's
the
like that.
vicinity, I think of 90% of people who are psychopaths are in jail. Is the sort of serious psychopath. Psycho, just like everything else in biology, psychopathy is
It's
a
not binary.
spectrum. Yeah, it's not binary; it's a spectrum.
Yeah. And I'm on that.
So
I'm technically on that spectrum, but you know,
almost all CEOs are on the are fairly high up the psychopathy
yeah, and
spectrum.
almost pretty much all special forces people are as well. Armed forces, elites. The other thing that caught my eye in news, the social media influencer, I think in Denmark, got um, his subscribers would pay him money, and he'd do a prank on someone, a prank phone call or a prank whatever. Someone paid him, I think, 200 euros to prank call this person who was mentally unstable, and told him the script to say, and he did it. The guy went, showed up to where they were supposed to meet. The person with the mental problems, and saw two people that fit the description of the people mentioned in the prank, and proceeded to shoot them, killed them. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I think yeah, I think it's the Netherlands. I'll find the article and drop the link in the comments like after the show. But yeah, you know, obviously he didn't. Yeah, what should he be charged with? Because he basically poked someone who was in the middle of a severe psychotic episode, and as a result, two innocent people got shot. Where do you, yeah, it's an interesting one to see what the courts do with that.
So unfortunately, a similar thing like that is what's used by right wing, in particular, not exclusively, but used by people with a large megaphone, i.e., Donald Trump, to
Pizzagate.
to generate stochastic terrorism.
Mm.
You put out the statements long enough, and then crazy people will act on them, and then they go, "I never said you had to murder him." it wasn't me. You can't blame me for the person being crazy. You go,
Yeah.
yeah, but if you say these things enough times, crazy people will hear them.
It's like that Pizzagate where some guy went to a pizzeria saying, "Oh, there's like child abuse, exploitation going on," and the pizza place didn't even have a basement. That
Yeah.
supposedly where all this was happening.
Has the fad of doing a speed run through Scientology buildings hit America yet?
Oh, I didn't know where that started. I assumed it was happening in America, but did it start
Yeah,
in Australia?
it is America.
It
No, I'm sure it
yeah,
started in
it's
America.
but oh yeah, but it's happened a lot here in Australia. And
Hmm.
the funny thing is, um, we've got pretty good
CCTV.
yeah, thank you. And there's actual videos of them jumping onto police cars and doing because cop cars watch, the police watch social media, so they pretty much know when something's going to happen. But they still are stupid enough to actually go and run over a police car. It's yeah, it's more people are going to die, um, and I don't think you can blame social media entirely. I I just
Oh,
think
look, we have
people are
Steve-O joining us.
yeah,
Yeah.
Steve. I
Hey
think
guys.
people have become so disconnected from reality
Yeah.
because of social media. I mean, what is it? PTSD from having their phones, not having a phone in your hand 24/7. Um, there's a new psychology listing of the syndrome. They just go berserk. It's like taking a toddler's favorite teddy bear or blanket away from them. They roll on the ground screaming. Oh,
Yeah,
very
it used to be
funny.
with the early days, the blackberries were called crackberries because people just had to constantly be on them. So it's just another
Yeah.
version of that.
I know. I saw them all the time when I was going to college.
Let me just quickly show this. So this is, I guess, the newly launched
Yeah.
Infowars. So
Yeah.
you can see the rainbow colors of the Infowars logo and the onion logo there. And I'll play a little bit of this, and you can kind of see what's going on here.
Tim Heidecker here. I'm broadcasting now live on the internet. Thank you for joining me. We have major announcements to go through here. Lots going on. Lot of turmoil the past couple of days. On our road to total victory, we have just won a major battle, folks. Okay, Alex and his
So he sounds exactly like Alex Jones, right?
Oh yeah. Tim Heidecker, great comedian.
Yeah, I've never heard of him before. So
Yeah.
his gang of liars and scoundrels have been cast out into the street. They have lost Infowars, Infowars.com, and their various platforms now. They have been cast out, ladies and gentlemen. And make no mistake, we will be the new Infowars. Now we got to go through the mechanism.
So it'd be funny if they start like selling like nutrition supplements, but maybe like actually good ones.
He's all he's got to do now is rip his shirt off. Yeah,
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I'd quickly add a little Aussie sound. I saw a T-shirt the other night that while I was browsing around that it says "Sing like nobody is sleeping," and has a picture of a bush stone curlew on it. For Australians, that is hilarious. Um, and I thought I'd pop up a little vid to explain why. Share. Hang on, Yahoo. That one.
By the way,
Share.
our cat has an absolute hatred of those things.
There it is. All right. 3 a.m. in the morning.
Ooh.
That is, yeah, it can be any time of the night. That's
And
the nighttime sound of Australia.
and the fucking things
It,
are fast too.
but weirdly, they live in suburbia and do great. They're ground nesting birds. Nest is a little bit too. It's giving them too much credit for the amount of effort put in,
Generous, yeah.
because basically they lay an egg next to a leaf and call that a nest. And like, so I've gone to the uni, and there's a fenced off car park because one of these morons has gone and laid an egg on the bitumen in the middle of a car park
I mean,
and successfully raised them.
Australia has some incredibly stupid fucking birds, but also dangerous ones. Not just the emu and the cassowary. You've got these things that drive people to, try and chase after them with garden rakes and whatnot. You've also got the what we call bin chicken, the Australian ibis, and the other probably the magpie that is quite happy to take your eyeballs out, and has done so on several occasions. You've got the hooked-winged plover, that is just as stupid as the curlew, because they'll lay in, they'll go in onto the roundabout, nature's thing in the middle, lay their eggs, and then cross a 4-lane highway every day. And they're particularly nasty things, because they actually have a spur, probably about probably about that long, at the middle of their wing. It comes out, and they can give you a nasty gash, but they're just fucking suicidal. They'll try and raise chicks in the nature strip of a 8-lane highway, and people have accidents because they slam on their brakes trying not to run over the poor buggers. Yeah, that's two sounds I missed when I was outside of Australia, was the magpie and the curlew. I know it's strange to miss a sound that sounds like a fire engine going off next year, but yeah, you miss the sound of the magpies and the curlews. Yep,
Well,
that's me.
good night, Craig.
Good night, mate.
Yeah, good night, Craig.
Have a good one.
All right, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up here, but before I do, I wanted to show this. I guess Spunky Boy also came on, of course, just for a second, right? He didn't really stick around and listen to it, but he
Yeah,
somehow,
just for that, nailed it as well, exactly like the other one.
yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah, I just at the time, like for that 1 minute where we talked about him. But the funny thing is, like, him crying that I like, you know, thumbs down his comments. Like, what was he expecting? Was he actually expecting me to say, "Oh, actually, that is a good comment, Spunky Boy. So I'll give you a thumbs up." And here you go, pirate, a thumbs up. And I mean, like crying about that is just, oh my god, it's like
Oh,
it's hilarious.
insecure much? Maybe you don't. Your plug is a little too small.
Yeah, it's these damn snowflakes going on. Um, I loved the fact they went and charged Comey with 8647,
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, that's him threatening to kill." Even though, if you look at the dictionary, that 86
Yep.
that isn't even what that means. But you've got people selling T-shirts that said 8646,
Yep.
and you had Matt Gates posting 8646. And when asked, you go, "Oh no, we won't be charging anyone else with doing this," and you just go, "Well, there's the selective prosecution defense 100% wrapped up, and it's done."
Yeah, like whether I agree with the president, whether it be Trump or Biden, whoever, I didn't take that as unalive a president. It's just more like I just don't want office. That's all it is. You
Yeah,
know.
get rid of this fuckwit. He he's terrible for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
But
but there
you
are some extremists who kind of say that he should be unalived. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean,
yeah,
that's
but how
obviously
many
not the consensus.
right wing
Right.
extremists were saying exactly the same thing in the other direction? You
Yep.
go, "Oh, we want free speech." No, you don't want free speech. You want the ability to say the awful shit on that side of the aisle and prevent anyone else replying on the other side.
Yep.
Double
That's what they
standards.
mean by free
Double fucking
speech.
standards. That's all it is.
Yeah, and you go,
I'll
"I'm a free speech absolutist." Now, someone get rid of Jimmy Kimmel.
the I, I'll send Q. I'll send a group email out. I think I got a good topic for a show. Um, the
Yeah, exactly, Tuna.
the Australian hate speech laws have been amended after the Bondi shooting, and yeah, remember last week or the week before I said, at the Anzac services there was booing um, for the Indigenous Australians, and they've actually charged, and I think the court cases are now they're before the bench. Um, they've identified the people who did the booing and all that sort of stuff. So it's yeah, what constitutes freedom and speech might be a good topic to sort of get our teeth into.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Why
Apparently,
not?
saying 86, some seashells that say 8647 is incitement to murder the president. But yeah, putting a picture of Biden tied up in the back of a truck is perfectly reasonable free speech. Fucking
Yeah.
hypocrites.
Yeah, I mean, I accept that if they allowed if the other side would allow that, everybody has their own way of saying things, whether you like it or not. But if you're gonna be consistent, you gotta take it as much as you give.
Yeah, and they just won't. Like,
Yeah.
you see, the comedians have a great time making fun. How many times has Colbert made fun of Biden tripping up the stairs going up onto Air Force One,
Yeah.
and Seth Meyers as well? Like, how many times did they play that?
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, you play anything similar to that, of Trump doing something stupid, and they're like, "Oh, you can't show that; it's terrible."
Yeah.
And you go,
Yeah. And,
"Yeah,
who said that? Tuna? Neil? I'm a Republican. I won't lie. I'm a Republican, but I'm a center right. I'm not a MAGA Republican. And yeah, I have no problem, with people, it's, calling out others and making fun of, the right as well as the left. I don't care, you know. So yeah, if Republicans can't take it, then shut the fuck up, you know.
yeah."
Yeah, I don't know if
Comedy,
there's even a center right anymore.
Yeah, I'm actually more
comedy
independent.
sits, yeah, comedy sits in the space of truth. You know, you've got to. Things are funny when you highlight something that's weird and has an element of truth. So the right wing, a lot of the right wing stuff just fails that because it doesn't have the element of truth. It's just got this propaganda, and then they use the propaganda as the claim of truth.
Oh
It's the
yeah.
weirdest
Yeah.
style
Who else does that?
of of it. Whereas, yeah, Biden genuinely tripped up the stairs, so let's pay him out for being old. Um, he did genuinely wander around looking like he's lost and he's lost the plot. Let's pay that out. And you go, Trump says stupid shit. No right wing comedian is allowed to say a single fucking word about that messiah.
Well, now it's like any comedian uh, can't say that, or
Yeah,
they, lose their show or
yeah, and
some other
that's
thing.
really that's sad, because comedy's supposed to be about make fun of anything really, and if you can't,
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
fun of even the most trivial things, then why even make jokes anymore?
Well, and the hypocritical thing is when the right talks about free speech and they can't, talk walk the walk.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
the interchange between the president, the U.S. president's inner circle and the Pope is just, I mean,
Well,
that's
I mean
just,
that's only because Trump is the Messiah.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, fair due. I think he's probably the best Pope um, we've had since, my since Vatican II, my second cousin.
Well,
Um,
because
but the
he's
bar's
an American.
been
Ah,
pretty
but
low.
no, he isn't.
Yeah,
He
that's right.
isn't.
He's not American.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
Yep.
yeah.
He's an ex-American.
Yeah.
He's an expat.
Um, I
Yeah.
don't know whether expat is right because he returned his American citizenship. He
Yeah.
yeah.
That technically does fall under that, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, because
Well,
once
he was born in the States.
yeah, he was born
Yeah,
in
he was
Chicago.
Detroit,
Yeah, was
wasn't he?
born in the States,
Yeah,
but
he was. Yeah.
couldn't take his bishop cardinal's position in, is it Brazil?
Was it Peru or something like that? It was
Peru.
somewhere in South
Yeah,
America. Yeah.
Peru.
Yeah, somewhere in South America. You had to be they don't have dual citizenship, so if he wanted to take up his clergy position, he had to renounce his American citizenship, which he didn't have a problem with.
More power to him if if he felt that strongly about it. So
Yeah, but I mean, the bar's been set so low for popes for the
yeah,
last few decades that
yeah.
saying he's a, he's the best one out of a very shallow pool.
He's the most infallible of them all.
Yeah, it's just
Are there, are there degrees of infallibility?
all depends on whether you're sitting on the throne of St. Peter or not. Technically,
All right. Well, that'll be it. We'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
Thanks, Tuna, for staying on and
hit the like
letting if
button.
you're still here.
And
Thanks for being
yeah,
on. And thanks for joining, Steve. I know it's tough with your schedule to
Yeah,
join
better
us.
late than never, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks,
And
Monkey Boy
Neil,
and
I hope you're
Pirate.
still up.
And Pirate
Uh,
for
Yeah.
supporting the show.
yep.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone for being on, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye
See
bye.
you.
Good night, all.
Good morning, all.
Challenge your beliefs, let the silence break the silence, shake the faith. Truth survives, the heart is quick. Hold to truth, no more opaque. Reason's voice, it sings so clear through fear we hear. Cut through the noise, dissolve the fear. Rise above what you revere. No more shadows dressed as truth. Light reveals what lies uncouth. No more chains disguised as proof. Reason frees the mind uncouth. Let the evidence ascend. This is fallacy's end. Scriptures written in disguise, veiling men in holy lies. Faith without a place to land, truth that crumbles when it's scanned.